Welcome back to Friend Channel Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just very happy because it's my birthday. So if you're watching this channel, the only birthday gift that I want to request from you, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and give this video many likes. That will be the best birthday present that you can give me. Am I the only person who has noticed that Azimio Brigade is regrouping against William Samoei Ruto? I'm saying this because the year that has just ended is a year that Azimio would want to forget, because they faced a lot of political storm. At some point, the Jubilee wing of the Azimio had indicated that they were tired and they wanted to decamp. This happened immediately after the election of Kenyans that were going to fill places into the East African Legislative Assembly, and this almost divided Azimio right in the middle, because Jeremiah Kioni had said that enough is enough, washalipa deni ya Raila, and they wanted to leave. People like Sabina Chege said that they were being shortchanged into the committees of both the Assembly and the National Assembly and the Senate. And Kalonzo Musyoka is in Azimio, but he's sending mixed signals. In fact, he had indicated that when he supported Raila Amolo Odinga for the third time, his conscience was not clear. But he's saying that now his conscience is clear and that he cannot support Raila again. So it has been a year full of political storms. It seems that they have weathered this storm and they have ushered in a new year with a new vision. I'm saying this because recently, Raila Amolo Odinga chose to celebrate his birthday, was it 78th or 79th birthday, in Mombasa, where he was hosted by the Mombasa governor. A few hours later, he was joined by his friend and his handshake partner, the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. And then a day later, Jeremiah Kioni came out with guns blazing to accuse the deputy president of political witch hunt and a man who is full of revenge mission. So I also looked for Martha Karua and I found her. She paid a courtesy call to the Nairobi County Assembly and she urged them to take their mandate seriously to avert a possibility of the management of the county assembly being given to a department like what happened in the last regime, where the management seemed to be incompetent and Uhuru Kenyatta decided to bring in the services of John Mbadi in the NMS. So Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta and Martha Karua, all of them are speaking in the beginning of a year. So it tells me that they have regrouped and they are regrouping for a purpose. Let us together, ladies and gentlemen, try to unearth the reason why all of a sudden they have realized that unity of purpose is better than all of them standing alone. Kindly stay with me because this is going to be short and very fast. Number one, Azimio wants to form a formidable force against the wrath of the current administration. The truth is, the Ruto administration is full of revenge mission. Ruto has indicated when he was answering questions from the Kenyan media in State House that in the fullness of time, he is going to form a commission to investigate Uhuru Kenyatta. You see, Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua have always maintained that the previous administration had taken hostage some departments in the government. They have mentioned the NMS, the Nairobi County. They have mentioned the Kenya Wildlife Service, the Kenya Meat Commission, even the Kenya Airways. Those are some of the departments that are saying were under tight state capture. And they have mentioned that they will soon investigate and find out what exactly happened. And if Uhuru is found culpable, then he will be punished. They are also threatening that they want to investigate how the military wanted to subvert electoral justice in Bomas. That is what they say, that they wanted to coerce Chebukati to declare Raila as the president. So the administration understands the So the Azimio party understands that they're dealing with a government that is full of revenge mission. And for them to meet this very government with the same force, they must unite together. Jeremiah Kioni is alleging to Kenyans that Rigathi Gachagua is the man behind sacking of several government officers, including chiefs and assistant chiefs. And he is saying that those who have been sacked, others have been suspended. But even those who are still in service are living in fear. It's very funny that this administration had accused the former administration of revenge mission, of punishing those who are allied to William Ruto. Now they are doing the same. If whatever Jeremiah Kioni is saying is true, then it means that they are doing the very, very mistake they accused Uhuru Kenyatta of doing. So this administration is one that the Azimio coalition understands that must be met with full force, because some of their actions really points out to a government that wants to punish those who are not reading from the same page as them. The second reason why Azimio government is coming up together is they want to re-strategize. They have just realized that 2027 is around the corner. And I'm not urging the nation to go into a campaign spree. I'm just saying that the Kenya Kwanza team is busy putting things to place. This is why you see Ruto trying to meet those who did not support him to really make and construct a formidable force in 2027. So the Azimio government have realized that, is it a government or Azimio party, have realized that this is the time to also get together and strategize for 2027. They need to know who will be the flag bearer, because as it is, Kalonzo wants to be the flag bearer of Azimio. The other day you saw the DAP party leader, the former president, the former cabinet minister for defense, Eugene Wamalwa, also saying that he's eyeing that seat. We have several former governors, Joho, Oparanya. Azimio is one big house, so they need to put the house in order and just tell the Azimio supporters what exactly is their vision and how they want to do it. Raila confirmed that Joho is not gone, he's still there. So they need to restructure, and this is the reason why they have come together, because they know very well that William Ruto is urging all the smaller parties within the Kenya Kwanza to shelve their ambitions, to come out and form one party. He wants all the parties to be dissolved so that they can form one party. So the Azimio understands that with this, if they have to meet the Kenya Kwanza team, then they also have to remain together and form a stronger force. And this is the reason why they want to stay together. The third one is that they want to check this government and they want to fight for reforms. And at the center of the reforms is the electoral reforms. Raila Odinga says that they were a combination of several forces which came up to rob him of his victory. Jeremiah Kioni has always maintained that he believes that massive electoral injustice took place in Central Province, and he believes that Raila got more votes than what the IEBC announced. He also believes that some of them, including him, Jeremiah Kioni, might have been rigged. They are deeply convinced that maybe they did not manage their election well, or the IEBC connived to rob them of their victory. So now they want to start, agitating for electoral reforms, because Raila said in Mombasa when attending the AIC church that there is no need of going for any election in 2027 if there will be no electoral justice. The IEBC, as currently constituted, has manifested characters that the chairman of the IEBC wields very many mighty powers and can manipulate the other commissioners. According to the Cherera 4, the dissenting commissioners, they're saying that when Chebukati went missing for some time, and when he came back during the declaration of the presidential results, then he came back with some results, and when the commissioners asked, really, where is this from, can we verify them, he refused and said, this is the result and that is period. So some of these things are the reforms that they want change. If you remember that some of the recommendations of curricular reforms, they really point out to what is happening and the problems and challenges that Kenyans are facing with the electoral justice. They also want to look back at some of the mistakes that they did. Was there any mismanagement of funds? Were all the agents paid? And what have they learned from it? So it looks like Azimio want to sit down and they want to look back in retrospect and just look at what is it that we didn't do well, so that they can go back, they can approach 2027 election together. I understand that there are plans to start grassroots elections where they want to strengthen both the individual parties, all the individual parties that form Azimio. But one thing that is funny is that all these things are coming against a backdrop of several things that happened during the last month of last year, December. Rigathi Gachagua had given the other party members, those who do not belong to UDA, the leaders in the Mount Kenya leaders who do not belong to UDA, those who are in Azimio and other parties, that he had given them up to 31st of December to join UDA. And in fact, that prompted the Jubilee Nairobi wing to start looking for 10,000 signatures because they wanted to move out of Azimio. But it seems that Uhuru Kenyatta and Jeremiah Kioni are leading a group that wants to stay in Azimio. Those efforts were thwarted. It's also coming against the backdrop because it was reported that the church wanted to reconcile Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. All those efforts seem to be efforts in futility, because the manner in which the government is speaking, you cannot be looking for someone for reconciliation in a reconciliatory table, and you also announce to the world that you want to investigate and punish them. Rigathi Gachagua wants to become the Mount Kenya kingpin, but while doing this, he wants to bulldoze those who don't belong to the UDA. The other time, Mwangi wa Iria accused Rigathi Gachagua of political witch hunt, where there is a case that is being leveled against his wife, and he said that he's the one who is being targeted. If there is one person who is becoming a thorn in the flesh to Rigathi Gachagua, it is Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, it is because of Uhuru Kenyatta that Rigathi Gachagua is finding it very difficult to unite fully the leaders of Mount Kenya, because there are those who still swear their allegiance to Uhuru Kenyatta. But Rigathi Gachagua seems not to understand Kenyan politics well, because if you want to reconcile, he needs first to bring on board those who can give him headache, people like Uhuru Kenyatta. But how do you do this when you want to punish the commissioners, chiefs, and all those who campaigned against you during the last election? I understand that leaders must stay firm and steadfast when they are being instructed to operate outside the law. But don't you think that it will be very difficult for chiefs to oppose instructions from the powers that be? Because even currently, chiefs and assistant chiefs will follow orders from Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto. So they should not punish or try in any way to punish the chiefs and assistant chiefs and the commissioners who did not support them because they were acting under some orders. So, ladies and gentlemen, Azimio is regrouping and they want to become a formidable force in 2027. The question I want to leave you with, in your own assessment, whether you're supporting Kenya Kwanza or the Azimio party. Do you think that Azimio can form a formidable force? Do you think they can give Ruto a run for his money? Come 2027, will you still vote for the coalition that you voted for? If you voted for Kenya Kwanza, will you still vote for Ruto? And if you voted for Azimio, will you still vote for Azimio? Please share with me your contents on the comment section.